And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Top Rope Commentary Podcast, baby.
God, it's been a while.
That's why I had to do the big, the exaggerated, like no, they get it. It was for the people.
It's for the peeps.
It was for the people. But just like the podcast, CM Punk is back in the WWE.
It is crazy. It is genuinely. I remember seeing all the theories, people saying that, oh man, Punk's the devil.
Yeah.
And
the year this man has been one of the most interesting in pro wrestling.
Dude, it really has. It's been weird. It's been a weird year.
There's going to be the CM Punk documentary is going to be great. It is going to be. It's going to be directed by House of Wrestling.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. I mean, he's got all of the information on it.
How's of Wrestling is just CM Punk's nephew. It's like just.
Oh man, but speaking of CM Punk, how'd you feel about that return promo he did?
The return promo in learning now that time was cut short. I think it was good. It was fine. It was serviceable. I think if he came out there and played it as neutral as possible.
Yeah.
He didn't, it wasn't a big rah-rah speech about Mania, Rumble, taking championships, XYZ. And it wasn't, I mean, we know now legally, but, there wasn't any indirect shots or anything like that taken at anybody. So I think it was the most neutral played, and because I think everybody knows how much thin ice he's on. So therefore, it was a good first promo. I'm very, very interested to see if he's going to be on SmackDown tonight. Since we are recording this on a Friday.
Yes, this will release on Saturday. I mean, right now it's been announced he's not. So it has not been announced that he is, I should say. Cody is, interestingly enough.
But it's going to get into it's going to get into our topic today, but that would be actually, I mean, we might as well go into kick it because he was
fucking hair on.
So our topic for today, obviously we've kind of been getting into CM Punk, is our top five feuds that we would like to see him jump into in this return to WWE. Hopefully he stays healthy long enough for us to see potentially all 10 of these, a few of these here and there. But you already mentioned a name of one of the guys on my list, Cody Rhodes. Because I think, especially with how the Shield debuted at Survivor Series during a CM Punk match, and the stories that they could tell there about CM Punk kind of being this company guy, and Roman being the type of company guy that CM Punk always talked about. And basically for Roman to kind of throw that back in CM Punk's face as of, I'm one of the guys you used to talk about. I'm one of the guys you used to bash on. One of the guys you used to, tear down and, say I wasn't fit for this game. But I've been champion longer than you've stayed with one company. That's going to be a lot. He was champion pandemic. I mean, CM Punk wasn't.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think. Well, he definitely. I don't know why my brain went to, he's in WWE for like a decade. But, it's kind of crazy to think.
I mean, just that, and then basically for Cody to come out and, talk about the Rumble, talk about, finishing the story against Roman, only for Punk to come out and challenge Roman at the Rumble, and just to have Cody's face start to, turn and contort, no. He's not gonna beat Roman before me, because I think the best part would be because it would also add a little dimension for Cody to make him not such Captain America going into this, and kind of more more
Homelander.
More Homelander in a sense, because I think Cody's real next phase needs to be Cody realizes he needs to be the Nightmare. He's trying to be the Dream. He's trying to be Dusty. And he realizes to get the job done, he has to tap into that dark hair Cody. He has to tap into black hair Cody.
So what you're saying is give us New Japan Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
give us the American Nightmare.
I'm talking. I need Elevator to come up. He doesn't say anything by Raw. He's blonde. Come SmackDown or whatever PLE they're going into. It's just as soon as he rises up out of the elevator, just black hair.
We're talking dog collar match, Cody Rhodes here.
And I want Finn Balor type of light on Cody. When it does the whoa and it pans to everybody, no, I need the whoa and I need the spotlight on him. Everywhere goes dark and it's just spotlight on him.
I like it. I definitely dig it. Man, that's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Cody Rhodes, especially because like they didn't interact in AEW at all.
And that could also kind of play into it, like basically swimming in the same water as, like, you know, and kind of like swim in circles around each other.
Especially all the, at least at the time that Cody left, a lot of the rumor was that he wanted Punk money and Tony said no. I mean, you can really kind of build in there.
And it's kind of wild to say that now, and now they're both getting way more than Punk money.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, so my number 5. Interesting you mentioned Cody Rhodes. Because my number 5 had a nice little 5-star match with Cody Rhodes. My number 5, Seth freaking Rollins. I think the feud, I mean, it built itself.
I think that's going to be number 1, honestly. I would love for Cody to be the first kind of going into like the Rumble, but I really think, in my heart of heart, I think that's going to be number 1, especially with how the last pay-per-view ended. And I feel like what would make that feud is Punk costing Rollins. Priest goes to cash in and Priest goes to say something, like Rollins gets in Punk's face, like gritting him, grinding them, and like Judgment Day comes out and Priest is like, oh, don't don't forget about us, like we won Raw, like this is ours, like don't forget, like I still have this. And only for like Seth to kind of mouth other them and turn around right into a GTS, and then Punk just walks out. Like, he just looks at Judgment Day and just walks out, and Priest just sprints down and cashes in. Because then now Rollins was all worried about Punk doing this, and Punk was like, no, I didn't have to want it, but I know I can make you lose it. And that's like the whole thing that plays on Seth's mind, is like, I didn't even have to take it from you.
So here's how I would do it. Punk versus Seth at the Rumble. Punk wins the title. They have the rematch at Mania. You build up, you make Rollins earn the rematch, right? You do the rematch
like a chamber or something like that.
Yeah. Rollins wins at Mania. Punk gets his WrestleMania main event.
Night 1.
Main event night. Yeah.
We all know Roman's night. we all know Roman's night too. it's
Cody's finishing the damn
story.
But
they said it was also another report that said, like it just kind of like murmurs that, like, for Seth to get that main event, it needs to be a Punk match, or else like they're really looking at Rhea and Charlotte. I mean, not Rhea and Charlotte, Rhea and Becky.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, because that also, like, that I feel like would deserve the main event because they're both absolute stars. But hear me out. Raw after Mania, Punk, GTS's Rollins, Priest cashes in. Rollins gets less than a day with that title. And you can build, or I guess it wouldn't be less than a day because it'd be night 1. But, it's kind of similar to the Balor situation where Balor won the Universal title and then had to relinquish it so short. Except this time it's costing them.
I was going to say, if it was Balor with the briefcase, then I would say that would be like perfect.
I'm saying you can find a way to get that briefcase on Balor.
Oh, they found it. Oh, if they wanted to get that briefcase, they found a multitude of ways.
Yeah, I'm just saying, technically, Damian Priest doesn't have the Money in the Bank briefcase. He has the senior Money in the Bank briefcase.
He is senior Money in the Bank.
I'm just saying, listen, JD McDonough technically has the official Money in the Bank.
I mean, JD doesn't walk around with, we don't know if he has it. Like he
actually, I think he handed it to either Balor or he handed it to Dom.
I mean, if he handed it to Dom, then Dom for champion.
Wouldn't that be crazy? I'd love it.
But also, I think, is it the briefcase or is it the contract inside?
It's the contract that's inside, but we didn't see. Did we see Priest take?
No, we saw him take the briefcase. But we don't, like, he could have taken the contract out.
We didn't see him take the contract out.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure he's opened it. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's opened the briefcase.
Wouldn't that be crazy? He just kept it closed this whole time.
Superstition. He's like, I don't want to open it.
It's the Otis Miz thing all over again, where he gets the briefcase, opens it up, it's his lunch.
And I love that. I loved that so much. I love when they actually open like the briefcase up and like, what was it? When Rollins got his back from Ambrose and it just slimed him.
Yes, dude, that was a good one. I'll tell you what. Let's move into our number 4 picks.
Jumping with me.
Oh yeah,
somebody from his past, his ECW past. I think Bobby Lashley. Ooh. Another man that's going through like a really strong like ladder in his career. Yeah. And it could be like, I mean, Bobby's another one that can be a really solid heel, a really good powerhouse. I mean, good to work with, and he's good on the mic. And him and Punk can have that chemistry of like, okay, you know, we both started, you know, back in ECW, coming through here. Both
former ECW world champions.
Both left, made our own ways, and now we're back.
But then also a good few people he can have a similar story to that with too, which is nice.
And I feel like it could be definitely one that's like solid and carries on, especially since now you know, you can start to incorporate more of the roster in with Punk, because like Punk with, let's say, Diamond Mine, for instance, going against Lashley and the Profits. Like, you could build, like, those matches where now you got Punk backstage with the Creeds and little fun interactive moments with, like, younger superstars.
This might be a hot take. Not the Diamond Mine, just because I don't think they really fit with Punk. However, you know who low-key kind of does fit with a heel Punk?
I was really trying to think.
A little Grayson Waller, Austin Theory.
I don't feel like that fits with the heel Punk. I feel
more of the sense like because they're the shit.
I mean, they're
like Punk.
I feel like if anything, I can see the OC leaving AJ and teaming with Punk. OC seem like they fit more Punk's rhythm than.
I mean, Gallows does have the history, but I don't know if I don't know if we'd see them. We'll get to that at a later topic here. It would be very interesting to see like what young tag team Punk could take under his wing, because I don't necessarily know that the Creeds fit him. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like personality wise, like it's that diverse, because the Creeds aren't like, they aren't ultra serious. Like they have a little bit of like goofiness like to them, and I feel like that's the part like Punk can kind of like play with, especially how gifted athletically they are. I feel like you could definitely see a lot, because I mean, a backstage promo where they're working out and doing some insane workout like they do with like the dumbbells, or like with Julius Ivy. like pressing Ivy, and Punk's just walking in, he's like, all right, feeling good hands, but like I feel like he could play into that, and it will play to kind of more of like a lightheartedness. But then also you have Lashley and the Profits that add that edge and force Punk in the Creeds to kind of get into that grittiness, and like it becomes like a really kind of hard-hitting feud.
I do like that. That's, I don't know, it's so hard for me to think, because like here's the thing, love the Creeds. I mean, you know, I've been, ever since I got into 2.0, I've been championing the hell out of the Diamond Mine. You know, them, Tiffany Stratton, Grayson Waller, like those are my people. Obviously, Dar's in NXT, but he's been my dude since WCPW. It's so hard for me to think of a way that they really fit with Punk, in my opinion. That being said, you never know, right? I mean, some people have weird chemistry that shouldn't work.
Yeah,
fucking
I mean,
Otis and Gable. I feel like, you know, you look back at NXT, you wouldn't have expected those two to.
Yeah, you wouldn't have expected like the stakes and weights, baby, stakes and weights.
Thank you. But I'll tell you what, we're gonna scoot over to my number 4 real quick, because during Punk's return at Survivor Series, there was a little thing he kept yelling while he was hugging the crowd, and it was whose game is it? And that man's name is L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
I think L.A. Knight and him would have maybe not the match side of it. You know, maybe the match side of it would be a little dull, right? Or not dull per se, but it would be a little basic, right? I mean, sorry, Punk certainly can't go as well as he used to. That's just, I mean, I feel like that's a fact at this point. The Hangman match alone. What? Okay, dog, calm down. My dog is sneezing.
That's the cat.
It's a cat. It's even worse. I think the Hangman match really showed Punk can't go as well as he used to. He can still tell a good story, but like,
I think the Hangman match. I think Punk, when he came to AEW, he was trying too hard too soon and was throwing his body through more than it could take in his first few matches back.
Yeah, I definitely think that's fair. I mean, to be fair, the Hangman match was like 6 months in, at least.
I mean, it's still 6 months, but he was like on like almost every show wrestling.
Yeah, bro was out here trying to do a fucking buckshot lariat though.
I mean, and
ugly.
Yeah, it was an ugly buckshot, and then like trying to wrestle every show for 6 months when you hadn't been in like a ring like
for 7 years.
Yeah, and the only time you did like get in a ring was for heels.
Yeah. I mean, hell, it's the AJ Lee situation. In that like she retired and the only thing she's done in the ring is heels. Man, but I think the promos that these two guys could have would be just so absolutely insane. I can just imagine the verbal dressing down both guys can get.
I think LA Knight has the capability. I don't think in WWE yet he's been pushed like on the mic like that.
Well, I mean, The Miz,
I don't even think The Miz really like, because Miz is good, but I don't even think Miz like really cut him down like that.
Not that much. It's a tricky one though, because if you think about it, like, would they have like, does Punk go over Knight? Like, Knight's a fucking star right now. He is probably the most over guy in the company.
Punk goes overnight. And like this, like they could have a best of 3, but Punk would come out the 2-1.
I'm just worried it would harm Knight, I guess.
It's all about the story. That's what it's really about.
Listen, anything Triple H books, I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna let that man cook, because he is consistently the best booker I think I've ever seen, at least for my wrestling style.
Oh no, I'm a Triple H guy myself.
And I say that as somebody, huge Paul Heyman fan. I like Tony Khan as a booker sometimes. Brother needs to lay off the booger sugar a little bit and uninstall Twitter. But I'm sorry, X. My bad.
X, formerly Twitter, but
yeah,
I think if you still type in Twitter, it still pops up. Maybe.
I'm almost certain it does. Imagine if it doesn't. That'd be crazy. Imagine somebody gets the Twitter domain.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure they got that thing locked up for like a good 3 years. Like,
I would hope at least. All right.
But kind of sliding into my number 3 is a guy who I'm hoping like his contract's up soon, but I'm very much thinking like with these new deals, getting signed TV deals, he's going to get a nice little bag thrown his way. And that's the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. And I feel like it can be a story of everybody's trying to be Drew now. Everybody thinks they can just leave and come back and cut the line, and everybody thinks they can just leave and come back. And
God, he was like really the first one to do that, wasn't he?
And like become like super massive and super big, to NXT, yeah. Everybody, and basically, that. Everybody's that could be his story. Everybody's trying to be Drew. Everybody wants to leave and then come back and try to take my spot. And everybody keeps trying to cut me in line. Like that, I feel like that should be Drew's story going into Mania. Everybody keeps trying to cut in front of him and jump him and get in front of him to get this title opportunity. And then finally at like the Chamber or something like that. Or actually, you can have that play until Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah.
And then have Drew like massacre everybody and like win Money in the Bank. Like I'm talking like before he climbs the ladder, he's just Claymoreing everybody. Even slides out the ring and Claymore somebody on the ring side just cause, and then snatches down the Money in the Bank, like basically like breaks the little bungee hook, doesn't even unclip it, just snatches it. And then now Drew's story for the next year is that he no longer has to wait in line. He can pick his time.
I would dig that. I also was toying around with the idea of putting Drew on my list, mainly because I'm loving his justified heel thing right now. And I think that could work really well with Punk. Like,
and because it can, and then
like Punk left, shit talked the entire company, shit talked basically everybody he could. The Miz, Rollins, Triple H in the fucking infamous Colt Cabana podcast. Everybody he could. That man shit. Ryback, Roman Reigns, everybody. And now here he is. He went to the other company.
He likes
Couldn't
Kofi.
cut it there. Everybody likes Kofi.
Like,
come on.
He called Eddie Kingston the second best Kingston he's ever alive.
And the third best Eddie. Which I saw some people being like, trying to figure out who he was referring to. It's like,
wasn't it? It was Eddie Guerrero and Eddie Edwards, right?
I think it was Eddie Fatu, which is Umaga.
Oh, that would have been cool if it was. I thought.
I mean, it might have been Eddie Edwards, but I don't know if Punk holds Edwards in that high of a regard.
Have they had a match?
Oh, certainly. They're both in like early Ring of Honor.
I was gonna say, I'd be surprised if they
back
did.
during the Wolves run. But just this idea of like, he went to the other company, couldn't cut it there, got fired, and now he had to come crawling back here. I like the idea. Like, that could be a really interesting and unique story. It sounds like they might do that with the Rollins feud that they're slowly kind of building up right now.
I think it is, but also I like that. What is it? Oh, Monday, Jey Uso has a world title match.
I'm so excited for that.
But also, can you imagine that if they pull the trigger though, and like have Jey be champion until like what, maybe like Rumble, and then he drops it back at Rumble in like a triple threat with like Rollins and Drew. Like, if basically,
that'd be interesting.
Like,
Ooh,
Drew comes down to, in the match essentially, he's coming down basically just to whoop on both of them, and they both try to double team up and like knock him out, like take him out. But Drew goes for a Claymore and hits Rollins, and then Jey like super kicks like Drew, like before like security and all that like run down and like usher him out, and then Jey just sees Rollins like stretched out in the ring, and he's just like, I don't want to.
It's that Uso splash.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to do it like this, but I got to do it like this. And then it leads to Jey versus Rollins versus Drew at Rumble.
That would be a banger. But we're getting a little off topic here. Yeah, we're moving into fantasy booking everything here. My number 3. I just mentioned Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Eddie Edwards. We're talking about early Ring of Honor. CM Punk was like, he was the guy in early Ring of Honor, and
the Second City Saint.
He left Ring of Honor to go to WWE, and somebody had to step up. And that person, in my humble opinion,
it's El Generico.
Well, funny enough, he is on the screen because of Universe Mode. However, it's Kevin Owens. I feel like Kevin Steen, Owens, whatever, really just stepped up, became the fucking face of Ring of Honor. Eventually went to the WWE. When he went to WWE after Punk left. He didn't come in until like late 2014, December of 2014, I believe. Punk left January 2014. But when Punk left, he left that vacuum really of the fan favorite guy who could talk on the mic, the voice of the voiceless, if you will. And I feel like Kevin Owens absolutely filled that role. I think Kevin Owens is he's the fans guy. He's the IWC's fucking guy. This is the guy they let Stone Cold Steve Austin return against. That's the Punk dream match that everyone has. But Kevin Owens got it because he was here. And I think you can build up a story that these two guys have had this legacy, that Punk leaves, Owens takes over. Punk leaves again, Owens takes over. And now for the first time, they're in the same company at the same time. And they're going to collide.
Nucleus explode. And I think also kind of Kevin Owens having that Stone Cold match over Punk, and Punk maybe like, kind of jabbing that's a little chip on his shoulder.
Yeah. I think it's got a lot of potential as a feud.
It does, and then on the mic it can be really well because I think both of them can deliver such those like those intense and serious promos, and then KO's always good in a brawl.
Oh, he's so good. And this might be a hot take. Owen should be the face. Owen should be the face.
I can see that.
I'm not ready for. I feel like we need a little bit more. I say this because both guys are phenomenal heels.
I think. I think I would enjoy. It's weird because when it approaches CM Punk, I would prefer CM Punk play heel to the younger guys.
To almost any feud. I have one on here that I'm like, there's absolutely no way this works if Punk's the heel, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon enough.
Because I think when it comes to the younger guys, I think Punk should play heel. Because I mean, just in the sense to kind of like get them. I understand that they're a good. Like, but I feel like as far as like the young guys coming out now, like as far as like faces go, those are getting kind of scarce. Like, I feel like there are pretty good like heels that are like coming up and that are on the way to come up, but finding like a really solid face. And I feel like CM Punk can help that because he has like really good heel tendencies, and like on the promo, he can pull like some of that stuff out of you. But also, I would enjoy a heel Kevin Owens more than I would enjoy a heel Punk.
It's tricky because they're both so good on either side of it. So it's.
But that leads me into my number 3. As I mentioned, no, this is 4, right?
Number 2, brother.
No, my 2 was Lashley.
Oh no, I think we've got it mixed up.
Oh yeah, I was
5, 4, 3.
Oh,
you're good.
That's where we are.
It's okay.
We were eventually going to hit 3.
We're on the 4th pick. Because you did Cody
and Lashley,
and then you did Drew.
Yeah, Cody,
so
Lashley, Drew.
So number 4.
Okay, so pick number 4. All right, cool. So
we're out of it, guys.
4.
I haven't slept in over 24 hours.
I still haven't slept coming from work.
All right, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is actually former tag team champions with the man you just named, Sami Zayn. Because I feel like Sami Zayn is another one that off of a heel Punk, Sami is overtly loved by the crowd. But those watching Sami and Punk in a match, I feel like can give you one of those crowd experience where you just get the loud, like aggressive CM Punk, and then you get the Olay chants, like these rhythmic Olay chants just like filtered in. And knowing those two are professional enough to put on a class act of a match.
Oh yeah.
It can be a great story, especially of Sami would be face, heel Punk, and I feel like that's its bread and butter in itself.
Oh, like without a doubt, it'd be so good.
Like Punk consistently like shooting down like Sami, like you talk like this, like you know, you talk about this, you talk about that, you always get sidetracked. You always get so focused on taking out this one person or taking out this one group, but you always come back to say you want to be world champ. I've done that. I've been there and I blew a kiss at it and said goodbye. Like Punk can like go on this tirade of like, I stuck to my guns and stuck to who I was, and I still was able to be world champ. And what have you done but flip flop and be tag champions with your buddy? Congratulations. Like he said, I didn't come here for friends. I came here to make money. And I feel like it could be one of those real where like he just really kind of like sinks his teeth and kind of like bites into Sami Zayn, and we get one of those like really like furious like Sami Zayn's like it's like check who I am, like check my resume and check the man that I am. Like you like it's one of those where it's a match where it's like, no, at the end of this you're gonna respect me. Like it's like
it's the Foley. He's the modern day Foley, like in every best way possible.
He has a lot of good Foley.
Without like hardcore stuff, but like the heart and the soul.
The heart and the personality of like
underdog, the guy you want to root for no matter what because he's Sami.
I was like, you're gonna say a modern day Foley. I was like, I hold
not the hardcore
style. I just hold Mick Foley in a high. Like I go back and religiously watch like some of his just like clips and him talking about him. I had like the Foley is God book, and I'm mad I lost it.
See, Foley is. You've seen. I have a Mankind. Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt because I'm a huge Foley fan. I hold Sami in probably the highest regard of any professional wrestler today. That like Sami Zayn, in my opinion, is like the best in-ring performer going right now.
I also love
because he tells such a. And I say that Ospreay probably is better at the like technical side, high flying side, but Sammy tells such a good story every time he is in that ring.
Last note on Mick Foley before we kick it to your 4.
Yeah.
And it's the duality of Mick Foley is like another reason I love him. Because if you never saw an interview or like a video of the person Mick Foley,
yes,
watching his stuff in the ring, you'd be like, oh, this dude lives in a trailer park and like smashes beer cans across his head. Like, this man lives with no fear.
He's the most wholesome person on the planet.
And then you see him and you're like, you have a room dedicated to Christmas. Like, you play Santa every Christmas. Like, you are just the sweetest old man. Like, I feel like when I walk into your house, it smells like vanilla, and there's just a bowl of candy on the coffee table.
Cinnamon. I was thinking he's got like a cinnamon.
Oh, it's definitely holiday spices. There's a little cranberry, a little cinnamon, a little nutmeg. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. We're throwing it back with Foley. I'm gonna throw it back to one of style. I feel like this guy did. Punk didn't really have a feud with him, but he had a couple matches back in 2004. The first, I believe it was the first match for the Pure Championship, if I remember correctly.
Pure.
And it is AJ Styles. These guys have never feuded. They have not been in a match at all together since 2004. I think there's so much potential to tell a story because, like, during the time that Punk was Mr. ROH and he was Mr. W, he was the voice of the voiceless in WWE. Styles was out here making a name for himself and making a name for a whole ass company with Impact or TNA. Punk was in TNA. He was a nobody in TNA. While Styles was out here main eventing with Sting, main eventing with Jeff Jarrett, was part of the Christian Coalition, which, let's be honest, the biggest honor that I just mentioned. But listen, don't give me that. Look, that's a Father of the Year.
He was a part of the main event Mafia too, wasn't he? Or was he Fortune?
He was Fortune. I think he might have been main event Mafia like in the second iteration, but don't quote me on that.
We can forget about the second iteration of the main event Mafia.
When they brought Magnus in.
Oh my.
Sorry, Nick Aldis, we love you. We
Nick
do.
Because I prefer the name Nick Aldis.
Magnus Brute, I think was his name. Because it was fully referencing, but anyways, there's so much legacy that both of these guys have. A lot of people consider wrongfully, in my opinion, CM Punk to be the greatest of all time. A lot of people rightfully consider AJ Styles to be the greatest of all time. I think you can make an argument for Styles or HBK. I personally don't think Punk is in that conversation. I think he's one of the best mic workers of all time. He does not have that in-ring. His in-ring's good, but it's not that good.
I think he does. I think he has some solid in the ring. I wouldn't say I can't agree that he doesn't have the in-ring comparable to like a Michaels or like Styles is like really smooth. But there are times like Punk's, I feel like where Punk's in-ring can be comparable to them is like his storytelling.
Yeah, that's where he thrives. And I'd love to see a heel AJ Styles and a heel CM Punk.
They don't want none.
I know it's crazy to say a heel versus a heel, but they're both so good at being a heel. And I think Styles is at his best when he is just a shit heel. I love it.
We're just gonna beat up John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna go home, have sex with his hot Asian wife, and then beat up John Cena.
It's Carl Anderson.
hey, listen.
AJ's wife.
Carl Anderson doesn't have a hot Asian wife anymore. I'm pretty sure.
No, he does. Did they get divorced?
I think if they didn't, that's crazy. Because she posted she kept like posting the craziest shit on like online because chronically. I was gonna say
I do not
chronic social media, dude. I don't either. It was on Reddit. Yeah, because like she was accusing him of cheating. It was a whole thing. We'll cover that in a different episode.
Reddit.
Well, it was like on her, like she was publicly posting on her like Instagram story and shit, and she's a lot of fans follow her.
I mean, yeah, understandably so.
It's like I almost said it's like Rebby in a way, but Rebby's way worse. Rebby Hardy.
What you mean way worse? Rebby is a sweetheart.
I meant like about posting stuff online.
I was
like posting stuff online.
Not soil house Hardy.
She adds Rebby adds a lot of drama that does not need to be added to any of that.
She's a fiery Hispanic woman that's going to defend her man. I will take that any day of the week.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
But on to the top spot, number 5. I got 5 on it. And I had to include a young gun in here because I feel like, in this run, Punk's definitely, need giving back.
Hopefully, yeah.
And it's gotta be my man that don't miss, Carmelo Hayes.
Oh.
Because I feel like it's a great first, in the instance of Keith Lee, Randy Orton.
Oh, he's a young guy, but he's in his 30s.
Hey, he's a young gunner. Hey, he's only just 30.
I think him and Hangman are the same age.
Oh wait, no,
Hangman I don't think he's 30 yet.
No, because Ilya is older than Melo.
Yes.
And I think Ilya just turn 30?
I don't know. Carmelo Hayes is
29.
29. Okay, I thought he was 30. My bad.
Ain't even in his prime yet, just going through it.
But yeah, go ahead. Explain how you would do this.
Carmelo Hayes. So, as Carmelo ascends out of NXT, stepping onto the main roster because he don't miss. In that draft, have Melo go first 2 rounds. He needs to be treated as hey, big star coming in, and I want heel Melo. I don't want because I want heel Melo to basically kind of just be like, I'm coming up here to sweep out the old dust out of the roster.
Well, I mean, we are about to get his heel turn because he definitely attacked Trick.
I don't think he attacked Trick. I think it was Lexus, and you want to know what I would really prefer? If it was Lexus King, and that's how they brought back Dexter Lumis.
That would be interesting. Where's he been?
I would love it if NXT Anonymous is just Dexter Lumis. But I think NXT Anonymous has been going on since Lumis had left. NXT Anonymous had been a weird thing. That had flown in and out. It's stopped and started.
What the fuck is NXT? Obviously, I haven't seen much of 2.0. What is NXT Anonymous?
Basically, it's like a fly on, basically somebody's recording stuff or sending people information that the missing detail. So there's just somebody watching everything. Okay. There was somebody that sent surveillance footage that showed Lexus following Trick.
I did see that. See that.
In the tag, it says NXT Anonymous. So it's just little clips of taken backstage, and so it's just somebody not the hacker did, but just somebody a fly on the wall.
Okay, it's Mustafa Ali.
I can't wait to see. I hope he doesn't go to AEW. I hope he goes to TNA.
There's a lot of people. I want him versus Alex Shelley.
Him versus Alex Shelley, Moose, Chris Bay, Josh Alexander, Trey Miguel. Honestly, I think that's where Hammerstone should go to if he gets his release.
What is Nash Carter's new name? Or what?
I think he just goes by his old indie name.
Zach Wentz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what his old
because they just reformed the Rascals.
Yes, I'd love to see that match too. Zachary Wentz is an insanely good talent. Also, just got engaged to Gigi Dolan.
Yeah,
which crazy. I feel like that came out of nowhere. I feel like her and Darby were just married.
No, because I think they split before she even did the whole Toxic Attraction thing.
Yo, I don't know if they split then, but I know they were together at the start of AEW. I remember that. I don't know when Toxic Attraction started though, because I don't know, did it start with 2.0 or was it before NXT 2.0?
No, it started with 2.0.
Okay, so yeah,
because it started around when Mandy became champion.
Okay, so it's a very solid number 1 pick. Carmelo Hayes, insanely good talent. But I feel like if anyone can drag a really good in-ring match, Carmelo Hayes is definitely up there.
Future WrestleMania main eventer.
God, I hope so. Him versus Braun, or him versus Dragunov.
I think I kind of peeked at your list. Him versus this dude, I think I can't wait. The dude that you're gonna. I can't wait to see him be more serious in the ring. As far as his character progression. Yeah, I really feel like he's being held back.
I think with his my number 1's current persona, I think that he can't do as much in the ring.
That's what I think. They're
I think whenever he eventually turns face again, he's going to be a huge face. that reunited with his deadbeat father, Rey Mysterio. I think Dom is going to be the biggest babyface in the company. That's how much fucking faith I have in this kid. And I'm really excited to see Dominic Mysterio versus CM Punk at some point. And but it's gotta be heel Dom.
It's gonna be heel Dom.
It's gotta be just the.
Can you imagine
promos alone?
If CM Punk takes the North American title with Dom and goes to NXT, like,
I love it.
And he's just like, I just want to see what was here.
They move
doesn't make it out of the parking lot.
NXT to Wednesday.
NXT streaming live Wednesday from the Allstate Arena in Chicago.
CM Punk versus Tony Khan head-to-head ratings.
First hour commercial free.
Fuck it, whole show commercial free.
I remember.
One episode of it.
I remember when Raw threatened that, and Vince had to buy Raw back. That was when
the Donald Trump thing.
Yeah. And he was like, "I'll make the whole show commercial free." I was like, "Can't do that. You'll bankrupt me."
My favorite part about that too is whenever they did like the whole like Trump owns the WWE now. People like shareholders were actually freaked out. They got worked, and that's so funny to me.
That's the thing I love about wrestling. Wrestling can be so good that sometimes stuff leaks out, and people are just like, "Wait, what?" And it's just like, it's wrestling. Think for 2 more seconds.
I feel like we got all of our. Do you have any honorable mentions of people you would just like to see them face? Maybe not feud with, but like, you know, a one-off match, or just like maybe like a short couple-week feud.
Honorable mention. I just want him to get us. I don't want to get a cybernetic body all the way.
Yeah.
I just want to know this Triple H. Triple H is just,
you were going Triple H. I went Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho is more. He has a more. Yeah, he has a more distinct.
He's got that raspy voice.
Yeah, he's got that raspy. Triple H is just up here. Like if they were on a scale, Triple H is just at the higher pitch.
I feel like you don't got the nose for Triple H. I think that's what the. I feel like you gotta get one of those like witch noses so that like really sells.
Yeah, you gotta pinch down on it. But that would be the one. But being true,
a prime bald Triple H, slap against Punk.
But being truthful, Randy Orton, revisit the feud, insane. I mean, especially with the shape, especially the shape that he's in now.
I mean, I feel like if we're revisiting feuds, John Cena.
That's if he has to get a break in between Peacemaker 1 and 2 and the 50 other movies that he's
Peacemaker 1's already done, okay?
I'm talking about the movies. James Gunn's gonna definitely be like, all right, we're gonna throw that up there.
I can't wait for more Peacemaker. I just want more John Cena in like comedy action stuff. He kills it.
Yeah, I actually finally got to see that him and Jackie Chan, they did what's called
That's around the time he got the light. He just started doing the lightning fist bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
that was the movie he was recording with him, and it was actually not a bad movie. I mean, just pretty much your standard B-level action movie.
That's fair. All right, I'll let you do our outro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this beautiful podcast day. Leave your comments down below with any future topics you would like us to tackle. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. At the time of this recording, we are currently 3 subscribers away from 200. So we appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten from all 197 of you. And to the 3 more of you that are soon to join, we appreciate you hopping on this train with us. And we will catch you on the next pod, and we will catch you at 200.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. I would say follow us on socials, but I don't think either one of us really post on the socials.
Yeah, we don't. If anything, we're gonna try to revive MySpace, and
I'm down.
Do the bandwagon.
I'm down. I'm gonna start trying to do some streams reacting to live, like to some of the live shows. Try to incorporate that.
Also, regularly streaming too. Follow that guy Sage on Twitch.
Yes. I'm actually working on Red Dead Redemption 2 and Assassin's Creed 3. I have to check because I've already forgotten what the schedule is for
while he looks at that schedule real quick, as far as social media goes, we'll try to do community posts and then at least
community posts pretty damn often.
So keep those notifications on so that way you do see those.
Yep. Tomorrow will be Wrestle Quiz, Monday through Monday will be the first episode of Classic NXT Review, in which I don't know yet if it'll be just me or if I will have a guest.
Well, yeah, we'll probably be rotating through maybe some solos with like some guests because we're really pushing to try to get the boys on here, and communication been picking up, so you might see a few of those primetime players.
Yes. Wednesday, I can't guarantee it, but we should have the first, or I guess technically second top 5, but it'll be the first weekly top 5, which will be on top 5 CM Punk matches. Thursday, we might have a TRC championship match. And Friday, we will have a Classic Career Mode. We're still technically, the first episode came out yesterday, which will be today that we're recording.
And the SmackDown versus Raw. What's mine is mine. What's yours is mine.
Well, I think
nostalgia.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Much love, and we hope to see you soon.
Peace.